still members in abstention of the AFL-CIO, Phil. We may not pay our dues, but we always show up on time. We've never missed a meal yet. This is going to be the battle that will lead this country in a different, more positive direction. We must win here with Dave Hansen. We must win over with Fred Clark. We must win with Nancy Nussbaum. And certainly, we've got to make sure that Jim Hoperin comes across the line in first place. If you don't think that there is no second place in politics, take a good look at me. There is no second place.
Was it your fault?
May not have been my fault, but we got to show up and make sure we grab and drag. Grab everybody by the hair. If they don't have any hair, grab by the big toe and take them to vote. Make sure the independent people, your friends, your neighbors, and yes, your co-workers, because still in this great state of Wisconsin, nearly 4 out of 10 union members haven't been able to see clearly, haven't been able to see that the Republicans of today are not anything like what they used to be. They're complete frauds. Everything they say they are, they're the opposite. A man that has no faith doesn't invest in education. And that's what Governor Walker and all his cronies are. They have no faith in our future, no faith in our children, no faith in our senior citizens when they underfund education, when they underfund the health care of our senior citizens. So understand where the lines are being drawn. They're being drawn here in Green Bay. They're being drawn in Waupaca County. They're being drawn all across the state, but most especially here in our home of 8th CD. We've got 4 of the 9 recalls. We must win all 4 of them. It'll be done with hard work. It'll be done with your labor. It'll be done in the House of Labor. Let's go on to victory in these recall elections. There is no second place. One other thing I want to remind you. I mentioned this at the state convention, that I have had more free time than I expected to have this time in my life. And I visit with my 93-year-old father, who's one of the founding fathers of the Democratic Party here in the state of Wisconsin. In the 1940s, he and his friends Bill Proxmire, Gaylord Nelson, and Pat Lucy and others put together what was the Democratic Party. I keep looking for those real stand-up Democrats. I'm looking for those titans of the Democratic Party to stand up with a steel spine. Not just to stand with the steel workers, but to stand with all those who are in the House of Labor fighting for the middle class. So when I go to visit my dad, he's got this penchant for chocolate. And I go into the gas station where I go to fill up, and it's not BP.
Yeah.
And I asked Judah, I said, Judah, I need some chocolate. She said, you know, Doc, you really do love chocolate. I said, no, this chocolate's not for me, it's for my dad. She said, you know, I trusted you and believed you when you were my doctor, when you were my congressman, but I don't believe you about that chocolate. I said, well, Judy, you gotta believe me because my dad really likes chocolate, but if you want some, here, I'll get you a candy bar, it's on me. But since you like chocolate, how do you like Scott Walker? And she stopped ringing at the register and looked me dead in the eye, and she taught me a lesson. She said, Kagen, politics is for rich people. I'm working hard every day right here to feed myself and my family. That's $3.78 for the can. Now, I've walked out of there in shock because she doesn't get it yet. Your family members, your workmates, your neighbors still don't understand. Politics just isn't for rich people like the Koch brothers. It's not for the Club for Growth. Politics is for everybody. And if Judy will come to understand that it's politicians that will determine who lives, who dies, it's politicians that will determine how much she has in her pocket to feed herself and educate her children. It's politics for everybody. And any one of your friends that says, I ain't gonna vote, man, I mean, it don't make no difference, you tell them that you don't care about who lives and who dies in your family. So this is all about who lives, who dies, if we go to war or bring our troops home, protect our own borders. This is where it's going to change. And I told Dave Hansen, it's always fun to be first going off the high dive. And I'm trusting that Dave understands that water is deep. There is a deep current now, Dave. Dive in because we're behind you. And we're all going to launch right after you and win these races with your help. The 8th CD is going to turn Wisconsin. We're going to go blue again. We're going to lead the nation with a progressive governor. I hope it's going to be Russ Feingold, because we got to win the governor's office and win the Senate race that's coming up. So thank you for all of what you're doing. Thank you for having supported me in the past, and on Wisconsin. Roll, we're going to roll, we're going to roll the union on.